Let's get him. Let's get him up. Let's get him up. Let's get him up. Some more. All right. We have him. We have him in the surf. And here comes a nice wave. And there we go.
Some fish are legendary, some are sacred, and some will test everything you've got. Across North America, indigenous tribes have fished these waters for centuries, carving traditions, ceremonies, and survival from every catch. Now, we travel deep into their ancestral homelands to uncover stories behind the fish that shape their cultures, and catch some absolute giants along the way. From the raging rivers of the Pacific Northwest to the untouched lakes of the Great Plains, we're hooking into monsters that fed generations and diving headfirst into the traditions that keep them alive today. I'm Robert Jacobo, and this is IndigeFish, Tribal Tales. Are you ready to chase something big?
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of IndigeFish. I'm your host, Robert Jacobo, and today we're going to be actually researching a little bit more about riptides, right? So we got a couple of things going on down here. We're about 4 hours from the peak of high tide, which is going to happen at about 6:09 today. And so what we're really looking at, there's some riptides that are kind of pulling out, and what you can do is you can actually see as the sediment kind of is even along the beach, and then all of a sudden you have this outflow of just sediment and waves and stuff like that, and you can kind of see it as it kind of clashes all together. And so those are the areas. So as that pulls out, what that does is it pulls out sand crabs, it pulls out food, it pulls out sediment into those areas. And what we want to do is we want to fish in those specific areas, not necessarily right in the middle where everything's happening, all the turbidity and everything, but more so on the sides of it, right? So if we can hit those sides, our prediction is that it's gonna be a lot better when it comes to fishing because of the fact that you have that food there. As a matter of fact, you can see a pelican just kind of chilling right at the end of that outflow. So hopefully that's a good indicator for us. Anyways, let's get back down there. Let's do some fishing today. Let's see what we can go in and catch. So stay tuned, guys. So as we've done before, guys, let's go ahead and start out by getting some sand crabs. Now, we came exactly to where that point of where that pelican is. And I don't know if you guys can see it very well, right? Because the action cam can't really zoom in that well. But what we have is the pelican sitting right there, kind of just resting, relaxing, maybe waiting for some fish, maybe not, we don't know. But, oh, and there he goes, right? We also have a lot of turbid water, but it's not too turbid to the point where it's like completely messy or anything. It looks like we got a little bit of sand crabs right here and some deep water. I'm also seeing some kind of kickoff, right? And also some divots in the ground here. So I'm gonna guess that some Corbina are present, right? And then also too, at the end of that turbidity that's out there, all that sediment layer, what we're also gonna see is we're gonna be seeing some more fish that are also possibly biting on the other side of that sediment, right? So if anything, let's start off the way that we've been starting off the last couple of days, which is coming in here and grabbing ourselves some sand crabs, okay? And if anything, guys, I'm thinking that we're gonna catch some fish, and I think we're gonna catch some fish relatively quick. So hopefully the world just and the universe just agrees with me on that, right? And we can get started here soon. So anyways, guys, stay tuned. All right, guys, so we got our sand crab. We have our extra long leader here on our light rod, right? So this is an 8.5 foot rod, and I'm gonna pitch right in this area because I've been seeing a couple Corbina and kind of like their trails as they shoot off, right? So what I wanna do, I kind of wanna pitch it and then slow play it out in that way. So let's get started, guys. Stay tuned. All right, guys, so we got something on the line here. We're right here next to shore. Let's let the waves do the work, right? He's pulling us. He's trying to get us to do what he wants us to do. But we got these magnificent waves on our side. And on top of that, high tide is coming in. So the waves are trying to make their way this way. So all we gotta do is just let him burn himself out, right? But what a Nice little catch here. And I think I just saw a little bit of color. And it looks like it's a Corbina. Let him run a little bit. It's all right. I want him to come up on the next big push here. Let's get him. Let's get him up. Let's get him up. Let's get him up. Some more. All right. We have him. We have him in the surf. And here comes a nice wave. And there we go. What a meaty guy there. Woo! All right. Let's give him a little slack. All right, guys. That's a beautiful fish right there. That is a beautiful Corbina right here in the surf. And you know what? What a great catch. All right, guys, so we got ourselves the Corbina. There he is. What a beautiful fish that we have here. And you know what? He put up a pretty good fight too, right? And he is just a beauty. Look at that. Look at those eyes. Those eyes are definitely meant to see lines and all kinds of stuff. So I'm just really glad we were able to get this guy. He put up a good fight, but he stayed hooked on the line with our little mosquito hook. We may change the hook up a little bit because I've noticed that sometimes these guys are getting away, because I've had a couple of nibbles already today. But luckily, it didn't take as long as it did yesterday for us to get this first bite. So anyways, let's get this guy off in a good way, huh? A nice clear spot. Off in a good way. Off in a good way. All right, guys. Well, that's catch number one. So let's get back to it. All right, guys. So we got catch number one in the books. We're going to get back to it in just a second, but I wanted to kind of explain what I had done to kind of entice that action a little bit. At least I believe, you know, that's what I had done. Now, we got high tide coming in, right? High tide's coming in. And so what we did was we looked at this pocket of sand crabs that we got right here, right? Let me show you really quick what I'm looking at. So you have all these deviations, right, that you can see kind of in the glare, right? And as this water comes up, those sand crabs are gonna pop up and reveal themselves, right? Let's see that again. You can see their little antennas as they come up, right? And so what I did was I started digging. I got down on my hands and knees and started digging as much as I could, throwing as much of that dirt as I could, and chumming the water kind of like right in the area, right? As far as with my hands, right? Because I'm digging, sand crabs are coming up. Now this is probably gonna make the Corbina a little bit more active, wanting to feed on what is coming up, right? It's like a little buffet, just hit their viewpoint. And so what I got now is a floating little sand crab on my long leader. And then all of a sudden, now it goes in and takes a bite of a sand crab that it wasn't expecting to take a bite of, having a hook in it, right? So anyways, that's pretty much kind of like what I had done just now, and it seemed to work out beautifully. We got that fish on the line. We were able to get a picture with them, get some photos with them and stuff, a video with them, and then send them off in his good way. But that's catch number one, guys. I love it out here, gotta say. And the other thing is that it was a great fight. And so if anything, guys, stay tuned for the next one. All right, guys, we're on once again. Our drag's set pretty loose. We're gonna let him go ahead and play it out, right? Just walk him down the beach a little bit. He's got the hook in, right? We switched up our hook to a J hook instead of the circle hook that we had. A little bit bigger as well. I can see our weight. That means our leader's not too far behind. And we also shortened up the leader a little bit, right? Seems like a smaller Corbina, or even, you know what? I think it's a yellow croaker. Yeah, there we go. Different species. There we go. Nice yellow croaker. We got him on that J hook. Let's go ahead and get him out of the water. There we go. So that small little J hook, probably see it a little bit better against his skin. But instead of the small circular hook that we had, he's looking at it like, dude, what are you doing? Anyways, but We got ourselves a nice yellow croaker, but look at that. This guy's beautiful, right? We call him a yellowfin croaker because of those yellow fins that they got, right? And this guy also, just like the Corbina, is gonna be coming in during high tide and feeding. All right, guys, so we got ourselves a nice yellow croaker for the catch number 2. He's looking at you. He's saying, hey, what's going on? Get me back in the water as soon as possible. So anyways, we're gonna get this guy back in, but just like the Corbina, he's feeding right here in the surf as the tide comes up. He just went ahead, latched down. We got that new J hook on there, so it's a little bit bigger. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and let this guy go and let him go ahead and swim on. So here we go, guys. Oh, and there he goes. He went ahead and flopped out of my hand. So we knew that he was ready. Anyways, let's get another sand crab on, throw it out there. Let's see if we can get catch number 3. All right, guys, stay tuned. All right, guys, so we're coming to a couple of hours out here. And, you know, we still have the croaker, we have the Corbina, and right now it seems like the water's kind of chilling out a little bit. And so we're gonna keep on fishing for the Corbina. And if not, then what we're thinking about doing also too is kind of switching it up to a jig. So that way we can play around a little bit in the surf and see if we can't get something, you know, jigging off the bottom. So anyways, guys, looking to see what we can go ahead and do and go from there. So anyways, let's see what we got. Stay tuned. All right, guys, so we've come to the conclusion of our day. And it's been a really productive day for the most part. We had the 2 fish that came out of there, right? We can only ever ask for 1, and we got 2 out of it. So we got the Corbina, which actually I'd have to say was probably bigger than the other Corbinas that we've caught over the last couple of days. And then on top of that, what we also had was the Yellowfin Croaker. So that was also another good one for us to be able to bring in. Now it's time for us to go up, go ahead and get ourselves some food, go ahead and clean out our reels and make sure that everything is tidied up. But ultimately, got to be grateful, right? For the things that, the opportunity that we get to come out here and fish, that we get to come out here and enjoy the sun, enjoy the beach, enjoy ourselves, and enjoy fishing here, right? So if anything, guys, just sharing that gratitude with you guys, I really appreciate you. And also too, congrats too to you guys. Way to come out super duper strong. We are at roughly a little over 130 subscribers up to date right now. But I just want to say thank you guys for subscribing, and also too for you know, checking out the videos on a daily basis as we post them out there. Really, it brings a lot to it. So anyways, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get this stuff cleaned up. But until next time, take care.